Hey everybody, my name is Brandon Walters, and I'm making a video about my favorite breweries that I've either tried or been to in the U.S. Um, I've been going to breweries more often for the past couple years that me and my fiance have been together. Um, Little thing we like to do when we go on vacation to try to find a spot to that's centered around a brewery. There's six in particular that I really love. I don't judge a brewery off the beer itself. I like to judge it on the ambiance of the place. Like, is it just a cool vibe to chill to? Um, is it very homey in there? It's not just like an industrial brewery like a lot of the big name breweries are. And then also judge on the niceness of the bar staff. If they're helpful, if they're just there to make a paycheck. So I'm gonna take a few minutes here to talk to you about a couple breweries that I like. Hope you enjoy. Hey everybody. So the first brewery that I'm talking about is a brewery out of Arnaudville, Louisiana, which is about 10 minutes outside of Lafayette. It's the name of the brewery is Bayou Teche Brewing, or as a lot of people know around here, LA31. So this is kind of the first brewery outside of like the big major like Coors, Miller, Budweiser, and all that that I've tried. The first beer that I tried from them was it was a dark ale called Beer Noir, which they don't make anymore, unfortunately. And about 2.5 years ago, me and my now fiance went to the brewery because at the time it was one of my favorite breweries. Um, Middle of nowhere. If you blink, you're gonna miss it. It looks like a big farm. So we got there. We had a Groupon for a couple flights of beer. Got to drinking there. Got to talking to the actually the owner. He showed up and he was like, I saw some people here. Didn't know who it was because it was a Monday, and drinking on a Monday is always good. And so we started talking to him. He's like, "Did you try this beer? Did you try that beer?" So we literally tried everything on tap that they had, and I walked out of there with more than just one favorite beer from them. There's another one that I love. It's called Mille Sauvage. Mille is French for honey, so it was like a honey-based beer. There's a little bee on the logo. So funny thing about that brewery is the name of the road that it's on is actually LA31, and um, I don't know. I just really loved the little ambiance. It was a small tap room, probably 20 people most from sitting there, but the outside of it was just unbelievable. I mean, there's always live bands going on. Not at the time we were there. It was Easter weekend, and you know, you just see the farm out there. You can see all the hops farms, the pepper farms that are all out there. So if you're ever out in that area, go give that place a try. So the second brewery on my list is a brewery out of Longmont, Colorado called Oscar Blues. Um, I discovered their beer probably about a year and a half ago. It was a beer called Death by Coconut, and local bar here at the Bulldog was doing a little special. They were serving the beer in an actual like coconut cup. So I went there. Buddy of mine was the bartender, hooked us all up, got a couple beers. Um, didn't think anything of it. Then Mardi Gras this year, I go to the grocery store and I see a Death by King Cake. Thinking, can't be the same company, it's out of Louisiana or Alabama, since they have Mardi Gras too. And so I looked at it, yeah, it was the same brewery. So I decided to try it, and all Mardi Gras long, that was my beer. Probably bought 6 or 7, because they only come in little 4 packs. So I probably bought 6 or 7 of those, and it's it's like drinking a king cake. The can is good, but on tap is obviously better, as any beer goes. But it was the hit of Mardi Gras. Everyone was like, "Where'd you get that?" Take a picture of the can. It's a really beautiful purple, green, and gold can with "Death by King Cake" written on their little king cake babies. And so that's Mardi Gras. Believe me, trust me. If you like king cake, you're gonna love this beer. Third brewery on the list, same Acadian area, Parish Brewing. Nothing too much to say about this one, except for just amazing. Haven't been to the brewery yet. It's on the list. But the beer that I just absolutely love is their double hopped IPA called Ghost in the Machine. Not for everyone. Trust me, don't go out there and try it because I said so. Taste is very, very bold. Um, Little citrus taste 'cause that's just what IPA is. Um, they have a lot of other breweries, but it's just this one beer that really gets to me. It's easy drinking. It's only a limited time release, but now that a lot of people's asked for it, not me. I can deal with it. Seasonal. They brought it back full time, so you can pick it up any grocery store you want. Rouse's, Winn-Dixie, wherever you go shopping, you can find it. Nothing too much to say about this one, except for just amazing. Haven't been to the brewery yet. It's on the list. But the beer that I just absolutely love is their double hopped IPA called Ghost in the Machine. Not for everyone. Trust me, don't go out there and try it because I said so. Taste is very, very bold. Um, Little citrus taste 'cause that's just what IPA is. Um, they have a lot of other breweries, but it's just this one beer that really gets to me. It's easy drinking. It's only a limited time release, but now that a lot of people's asked for it, not me. I can deal with it. Seasonal. They brought it back full time, so you can pick it up any grocery store you want. Rouse's, Winn-Dixie, wherever you go shopping, you can find it. So, guys, brewery number four on my list. It's a brewery that I didn't even discover. Shocking that I found three other ones that I like, and I have two other ones that I found. How did I find one? So this one comes as a recommendation from my now fiance and her mother, my future mother-in-law. They've been to Indianapolis a couple times. Her mother's a huge Colts fan, and so is Becca, my fiance. Until she converted a Saints fan, she's right by that. And so we went to Indianapolis for Saints Colts game 2 seasons ago, and they ranted and raved about this brewery. I've never heard of it, so we get there. They're like, "I'm not gonna tell you what beer to try. I want you to find it on your own. See how good I really am at finding beer." So I get there and see a lot of people with this light uh, yellowish beer, golden beer. I'm like, "Well, what is that?" It's like, "Well, that's our flagship beer. It's cream ale." So I'm like, "Let me try that." I'm open. Best beer, cream ale, hands down that I've ever had. It's just so creamy. It's not like a regular cream ale with there's a little bit of cream taste to it, but this is like I said, by far the hands down the best beer I've ever had. And I asked them, said, "Was this the beer you wanted me to try?" They're like, "Yeah, told you would discover on your own." Not saying they're one beer pony brewery because they're not. A couple great Christmas beers. One Electric Reindeer, it's like a raspberry stout. Couldn't even tell you. A couple beers in, you forget what you're drinking. So, but the ambiance of the place was this huge warehouse. It was just beautiful on the inside. Very modern in the inside. Wood tables, wood bar, metal chairs, and all that. Big open window to see the brewery in the back. So if you're ever in Indianapolis, go give it a try. Number five. Usually just where the list ends, but I'm gonna go one more since six pack for a beer. Thought I was clever. So brewery number five is a brewery that we discovered in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, when going to Bayou Country Superfest. The brewery called Tin Roof. Part of them had their beer. Wasn't a big fan, but on the area, I'm gonna try it. Walked in, small little place that, from what I remember, it looked like a where they shipped the beer from actually. So we walked in. We said nothing from the outside. Walked inside. It was beautiful. Nice steel bars everywhere. That's what I look for. Like a nice, comfortable bar. So I sit down and I see a beer with just a big marshmallow on it. I'm like, what is that? It's a stout brewed with uh, milk from breakfast cereal. I'm like, let me try that. I like milk stouts, milk porters, all that stuff. So I get it and I'm drinking, and it just brings back like childhood memories. Like, what is this beer? Well, not the beer. Wasn't drinking beer as a kid. With the milk from the cereal that tastes like. So I'm drinking some more. I finished one. I said, "Dude, can I have another one?" And I finally figured it out because I smelt it. It was Lucky Charms. So I asked them like, "Hey, is it Lucky Charms beer?" It's like, "Yeah." good guess. So if you're ever in Baton Rouge, go give the brewery. So the last beer in the six pack review is a brewery that's been, you know, my favorite since day one. It's out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's called Founders Brewing. The beer that I just found, this is what made me fall in love with dark beer, is it's called KBS. It's Kentucky Breakfast Stout. It looks like motor oil, to be honest, but it's about 12.3% ABV, which is significantly high for a beer. I had this with a buddy of mine, who I mentioned earlier about the Death by Coconut. I went to the Bulldog one day and I asked him, you know, what's the best beer on tap right now? And he handed me a little 8 ounce glass of this, and that's all it took. Since then, I've been addicted to it. So they only release it every so often, but now they're completely done with it. So I still have a couple beers left in the fridge that I've had for the past couple of years that I bought. I only drink it for celebratory reasons, finishing finals, I guess, middle of finals. Really don't have a exact purpose, just whenever I feel like it. So, have not been to this brewery that is on the list. Um, so I'm excited to finally go there and see what all this is about. So if you ever see come across Founders KBS, give it a try.